2 World Championships, and 13 monthly finals. That was the haul of accolades Tensai had amassed from 2021 to 2023. For 2 years, it was Tensai's world. We were just living in it.
And it turns out, when you divide by 0, you get a problem you can't solve. Zeta Division 0 are your 2022 Brawl Stars World Champions.
The reign of Tensai in East Asia in Brawl Stars Championship was unshakable for almost 3 years, until finally European powerhouses prevailed.
The #1 seed from EMEA have taken down the Titans!
Despite falling short in 2023, Tensai and Crazy Raccoon would contend for another World Championship in 2024.
Pretty straightforward stuff for Crazy Raccoon here, folks. Their mission, get Moya a championship. Get Tensai his 3rd. This team, or most of it, have headlined Brawl Stars esports for years, and they've shown no signs of slowing down. Have they looked more fallible this year than ever? Yes. But they've still made it to the grand final, going up against the upstarts, the young blood, the challengers in Humble, looking to bring yet another championship back to EMEA. 11 seconds left in the game. Shitampo has to go for a super to dodge the shot, but Boss is going to be there, and Tensai with a hyper. No turret to use. Humble, 50%. Crazy Raccoon have fallen short.
While it was an incredible feat, these semifinals and grand finals losses quickly spun into comment sections declaring the downfall of East Asia. Europe was simply superior in the eyes of the world after the introduction of the modern draft system. Sure, East Asia could play, but the region didn't compare to the breeding ground of champions that was EMEA. Doubt creeped in, and in the 2025 offseason, Tensai's teammate and 2021 World Champion Shitampo decided to leave the team in a move that would shake East Asia. Shitampo was leaving behind not only Tensai, but Moyagoku, a close friend and teammate for 3 straight years. Considering Crazy Raccoon's prestigious results, abandoning CR for 2 players who had never qualified for World Finals was a shocking decision. So Tensai and Moyagoku added Milkrio, a fan favorite who had been to the World Finals in 2019 and 2024. How could the same team that had Shitampo, one of the best players in Brawl history, compete at the same level with somebody like Milkrio? Unfortunately, outside of their victory in month 1, the doubters were right.
Things could really shape up here in East Asia, and Shitampo continuing to just bury the enemy side. He went off on his own, new team, new roster, and the #1 team in East Asia will fall. Zeta Division get a marquee victory for their season.
Great drafts from Zeta. That's where the story lands for me. CR choked it, and it was all because of that. The Tampa comes in with the Dragon's Breath, gets a takedown as well. The left-hand side is fully open. The ball pushed down to the wall. Now Suga super passes it there to the B, and it should be in. It is going to be so. Zeta Division get the match that through to the grand finals, but most importantly, secure themselves the tickets for the Brawl Cup.
13 seconds off the clock, they're not making the moves yet. It's actually going to be Crazy Raccoon. They go on the offensive. Milkrio, he spies a play, but it's in a throw. He dived in with the blue star, feeding it out to Navi. That just completely, unmistakably has to be a throw.
Very questionable decision to go in there. Clearly it was communicated, though, by both of them. I just don't understand what the thought process was.
Tensai looking for any move, but you cannot stop this invincible force that is Draco in the modern meta. A final pull from Kuru, and Navi win the match. They're going on to the grand finals.
As if it wasn't bad enough already, CR ended the regular season losing to Zeta Division, who had a substitute player for Shitampo, 0-3. Undoubtedly, this was the worst regular season of Tensai's career, so for the first time, Crazy Raccoon would have to fight through the last chance qualifier to earn a place at the 2025 World Finals. If they didn't emerge with a golden ticket, it would be the end of the team's year and go down as a disaster.
I've heard many people siding with Crazy Raccoon here. I feel like it's not nearly as clear-cut as, it's Tensai. They're going to win. People are asking this year, has Tensai dropped off even? Since that separation from himself and Shitampo at the beginning of the season, a roster change that took everyone by surprise. It just seemed like an odd choice. And I think it's fair to say that Tensai suffered more than Shitampo. Changing over to speed, Stardew with the hypercharge now, goes straight down on Tensai yet again. Oh, the last stand, Tensai gonna hold on firm for a little bit, but not long enough for Stardew to walk this one straight in, and that's it, it's done! A step for Revenant, as quickly as that, nothing short of a speed run! 7% left, and Jay shouldn't be in a position to survive here, but he actually gets the kill. Crazy Raccoon have fallen apart in response with a great turn back of the clock to avoid that shot. This might be the last push needed. Here comes the Super, along with the Hypercharge, and Sergeant still unsafe. The support from Beyond's there too, and Revenant X-Park do the unthinkable and take down Crazy Raccoon.
Southeast Asia Cinderella had shocked Crazy Raccoon, forcing East Asia's number 4 seed down to a tougher matchup for Golden Ticket Sunday. CR was slotted against Casa Brawl, the Superstars in Sao Paulo. If Crazy Raccoon wanted to clinch a spot for the World Championship, they would have to win the loudest away match in Brawl esports history.
It's going to be absolute B-galore in overtime here. What a slow. I think that made it all the way over to the left-hand side. The Hypercharge Super's there. Pass to the mid of Pekka should be able to grab it. And the Realm is there. First set to the home team.
This crowd is nuts. How will Crazy Raccoon compete? Every single time you lose, every single time you make a mistake, or even make a good choice, but exchange your life in return, the entire crowd is going to be cheering against you.
Crazy Raccoon having a real tough time of making things happen. Milkrow forced to jump on the right-hand side, and this is going to require a reset. It's 10-7 as Kasta get one off Crazy Raccoon's side. Push forward starts now, and it's going to have to be a big one. Motep will take to the skies and put the rest of his team at risk. Hypercharge drops there as well. Pekka comes in with the super. Huge from Kasta as they make it 2. And a huge ask now for Crazy Raccoon as they need 3 in a row.
Only barely persist, weaving some of these shots from Tensai and giving up position in turn. Crazy Raccoon, they're counting up to 100%. Only a few more to go, and in spite of desperate efforts from Pekka, he will never even be able to reach that tree.
Kasta Brawl still 2-1 up, but look at these stats. Listen, the stats are barely wrong, but I'm doubting it.
Shield cracked, it's down to 50% across the way. Kasta Brawl is also dealing some pretty devastating damage, but they know that they're not going to lose this base race. Milkrio Tensai left completely alone. Where's the defense from Kasta? It's absolutely nowhere to be seen. Crazy Raccoon might be doing the unthinkable. Moya can mark someone up. Ideally, it would be used on Pekka. They're conceding a lot of room. That's the pull onto Pekka. Need to mark him now. Moya still opting not to do it. Pekka with the jump away. 10 seconds to go. Tensai can't get it. Pekka super just in time. It's a kill for Doritos. CR fire back. They're in the lead. 3 seconds to go. Pekka needs a kill so badly, but they can't get it. Crazy Raccoon are in the verge of a reverse sweep. Meanwhile, on the right side, Pekka is gearing up for a huge push. He would love to stun someone. Doritos in, and the dash out. What? Another for Pekka. Milkrio fires back. Kasta, they're only 2 stars behind. Doritos cannot afford to die. Looking at Bonnie, they've only got 10 seconds left. This could be the moment.
But what have they got? They don't have the body super to get in anymore. Doritos having to go round. Pekka trying to pinch around the side. There's the Morgan Caney's marked up as well. Can they get the damage in? They're all pinned, but they can't yet. And can't at all. There it is for Crazy Raccoon. The second reverse sweep of the day results in a golden ticket.
Despite a flawed run, Crazy Raccoon clinched one of the final spots at the World Championship. Once again, they would be tested. CR's group included familiar foes. First, Humble, the team that swept them away in the Grand Finals, and secondly, Tribe Gaming, a roster they beat in the quarterfinals last year in one of the best matches of 2024. Despite the accolades in past years, Crazy Raccoon had little expectation given their rough regular season and stumble at LCQ.
What are you supposed to do after losing a player like Statampo? That's been like the narrative we've rolled out about Crazy Raccoon all through this year.
Crazy Raccoon, I think they've got a bit of a hill to climb here. You know, they're taking losses against a team that we've just seen been absolutely destroyed, dismantled by SK Gaming. And Humble are usually the team who takes that SK Gaming on the big stage. So you've got to question how this game's going to go. Crazy Raccoon going to have to lock in, going to have to get the mechanics right. Most importantly, the draft, because that's usually where this region falters. And that's where they're going to be the most open at Humble. The Hypercharge goes down, and that's going to be coming back as well. Milcreo's going to fall. Moya, the last man standing here. Semantic gets the bomb, but Moya catches the ball. 15 seconds to get all the way up the other side. And they're going to concede as well. Humble take the first set. Still able to get stuff like this done as Boss runs through the walls and can pinch pretty much all 3 lanes. Tensai goes down again. Milcreo's going to join him, and this is surely going to be the set. Moya got a mountain to climb all alone. Tensai trying to get there, but nowhere near stopping this Humble roster as they make it 2. 0-0-0. I mean, you know, you're putting yourself in a situation like that, which you shouldn't be. You've got to kind of feel for them at the same time. And yeah, it's their draft. It's their fault they're playing this way. We need to see more from them.
And we just see Lukey taking a bit of a back seat for a second there as well. Gets within range of him, and now going aggressive is the Chuck, and they've already got the crack. Great, Humble don't, and that's surely going to be the game. 1% left. Milkrayo actually comes back, but they still get it. And 15 remains on Crazy Raccoon's side as they get the set. Triple hypercharge is ready to roll for their side. And Humble have just been standing watching for almost the entirety of it. Hypercharge super comes in now. Look, he's going to have to dash through that, but get pinned in spawn in the meantime, which means Tensai should get some shots. Boss hit by the hypercharge peep up in the left-hand corner. Semantic trying to go aggressive, finds one connection, but Lukey bounced back into another shot. And Semantic, the only remaining player of Humble, gets taken down, and we're going to a step 5.
And Trav, that was not remotely close. Crazy Raccoon from start to finish on that set were the dominant team. And now, yeah, absolutely, you're starting to feel that energy. Whereas on the Humble side of the stage, looks like the air has been sucked out of the room. This is how Hot Zone is supposed to be played. Humble are issuing a challenge to Crazy Raccoon. Come and challenge us, force us off the point, take some risks in order to get back into the game. Boss here has to deal with the gadget now. Milkrayo has that hypercharge ready to go. Matt's getting broken up as Lukey wants to step forward. Semantic finally falls here. Humble's starting to lose control of this game bit by bit now. It's Crazy Raccoon who are looking to get themselves into the lead. Semantic needs a hyper super but might not have a chance to build it before the round is done. He'll open up the map instead, and now Humble have one last chance to take control. But Lukey's flattened instantly. Crazy Raccoon looking for another challenger. Eventually run over the top of Humble.
Now, just sitting on the mid, little time warp in there as well, keeps them in the mid for a little bit longer and buffs this zone so much for them.
Semantic's turn is hypercharge. This is big. He's had to make space and use his health pool as a resource, but it's given Humble 82% on the point. Boss, though, has got a backup. Wait now for reinforcements. Semantic can make his way through. Evidently doesn't have hypercharge to work it. It was used earlier maybe for the raw stats to try and stay alive. Yet much less shield in this day and age. Crazy Raccoon have been able to equalize the score now, 83% and counting. Humble have to make a play. Boss trying to come forward. Weekend Warrior for extra damage, but that Grim and Frostbite's going to make it hard to pass. No chance here for Humble to break through. And Crazy Raccoon vanquish the ghost of their past, taking down your world champions in 5 sets in their debut match in Stockholm.
CR's legendary reverse sweep took them from being an afterthought to a possible frontrunner in Group B. If they beat North America's #1 in their next match, they would advance to the top 8 in Championship Sunday.
Oh, and Luffy has some bad intentions. He's gonna pop up in the face of CR. Milkrayo grabs a gym, jumps away, but RBM on the prowl, now releasing the heat. Complete miss there. A hyper charge for Finks. He's gonna be playing bodyguard for Milkrayo, despite being the larger gym carrier. He's trying to burn down this clock. Did he pop it too early, though? Luffy going to go. Moya with the triple hyper, though, and CR take the lead.
Tensai very low, in no position to fight for himself. And Triad Gaming have done it. Fantastic draft here on Dueling Beetles. It's far too much for Crazy Raccoon to handle. As talented as they are, they got utterly cocked.
I feel like it was too predictable. I see the vision. Hank is a great brawler. I love Barry comps in general, but 0 kills across the board. Yikes.
Luffy's trapped. He might have to use a super here just for the invulnerability frames. Needs to find a way out. Zeus needs to rotate to maybe break him out of that position. Body blocking there for RBM, who's had just enough time to heal up. 13 seconds left in the round, but that fan storm could be a problem. Spiderlings spawn up, and RBM has to step outside of that dangerous area of effect. 6 seconds, still 1 star in, but Luffy falls, and Tribe don't have a game plan to come back from behind. Crazy Raccoon snatch away the stars and take our first round. Tensai backs up, Fanstorm thrown down, Tribe seem unperturbed, but RBM is a little bit low inside of it. 13 seconds left, Squeak Super thrown out to the middle of the map, and Tensai seems to be a little bit isolated. Luffy wants to capitalize, they brought the Kaze down, but Milkrayo shielded up, straight into the cocoon with you. Tensai off spawn though, puts Crazy Raccoon ahead, and Luffy can't get it done. North America's best get over the line and stay alive in this final game.
Milkrayo with 5 on his noggin. That's who they need to focus down. Super's being released. Tensai up in the face of RBM. Teammate there to assist. One star being the difference maker. Tribe Gaming have waited for revenge for an entire year, but CR standing tall. Tensai drops the super. RBM low HP. Milkrayo a man on the mission, and once again he delivers. Let this be a warning to the world. LAN is where demons come to play. Let it run from it. Crazy Raccoon are inevitable.
In a repeat of 2024's match, CR prevailed again, placing them atop their group entering the final day's single elimination bracket. Despite Crazy Raccoon's 2-0 record at Worlds, many still felt the EMEA powerhouses of SK Gaming and Humble were favorites to emerge as champions. Milkrio and Moya would have to win 3 straight matches to finally call themselves champions, and the little genius would have to find a way to survive to be the only player in Brawl esports history to claim a third.
Pain needs to regenerate for a time, and Tarkus was stuck in the corner. But again, look at the nest egg density on that right side of the map. Moya's already fallen. Tarko's now with the hypercharge knows he can connect with Tensai. It's all over for Crazy Raccoon. 7-star difference. So much to make up. They have to all in STMN without getting traded out.
Boy with the magic hand, he's got the hypercharge.
No way.
Could he bring back 2? It'll be insane. Pain is now low marked up. They got 1.
No way.
1. They get it. Full through and CR are running away. Daylight robbery.
Tarko's here trying to fight in the middle. One Carlos wants to return, but Tensai's having none of it. Weekend Warrior popped. One Carlos going low. One more shot from Moya would do the job. He's desperately trying to get back into the map, but he can't heal because he's still firing those shots. One Carlos still 3, 5, 6, and 0 now. Death, taxes, and Crazy Raccoon in the top 4. The sacred timeline is preserved.
CR had made their 3rd straight semi-finals, but if they wanted to sit on the throne, they would have to bring the Kings of Europe to their knees. SK Gaming had yet to drop a set at the World Finals. CR had beaten Humble, but could they take down Europe's champion?
76% and counting. SK Gaming are relentless. They are a tsunami, and they refuse to be washed away. Moya now can only look on. He doesn't have the health to contest this. And SK Gaming find the right answer amidst the chaos. Crazy Raccoon, back to the showers, back to the drawing board. It's an SK Gaming set. Supercell being flashed, the bounce off the wall is immaculate, and OP's able to deal with Tensai. Traded out instantly there, but good use of that super, shutting Milkrio down from Joker. Moya's able to survive the gravity here, but Yoshi and OP will be on defense. Crazy Raccoon have a slim lead, but that fan storm is going to increase it further. 10 seconds left. Moya, a little bit low, forced to double back. Tensai has to be addressed, he needs to be dealt with. And there's a safe crack here, it could be all over. And SK Gaming get run, roughshod into the dirt. Crazy Raccoon will stand in their way until the very end. Right side of the map is still broken up. Milkrio has the option to go after OP should he see fit. Hypercharge here for OP. He's going for it, at least threatening to do so. Holding onto the super though is there's no good opportunity to make use of it. He instead use it for healing. Joker needs help. Milkrio's coming in. He's going to make this an unavoidable rocket rain if SK aren't careful. Good response, good damage. Joker TP's forward. Tensai's in his way. The sandbag stymie that attempt to thrust. The Crazy Raccoon now on the back foot. Tensai taking too much damage. Poked down. And the Mad Doctor in OP is able to take him out of the running.
OP's going absolutely crazy, and these taps now from Joker were landing. A Mystical King came though. Moya's still very, very beefy here. It's 2 versus 2. Moya's lowest is OP now. He finds a great talent to Milkrio. He's surely got 1. Can he survive? He'll for himself. Moya is low, but OP is lower.
Milkrio dodging on the right side as Joker looks for an opening. Moya has hypercharge. SK Gaming can't afford to let this round go long. OP's flashing the super. Can't find a connection, but SK Gaming are encroaching. They're pushing up the map.
Tough time now for CR. They've got to be able to come forwards. Moya has got a hypercharge that can be absolutely devastating. But OP with a huge tap. He's targeting him specifically. And now CR are pushed back. The gas is coming in.
Good taps. Tensai getting low. Has to duck behind the sandbag and a walking cane catches Moya. Here's the hypercharge though. Yoshi can't get away. Oh no! They don't care for fairy tales. They don't care for legacies. They'll leave muddy footprints on your memoirs. Crazy Raccoon are done hunting trash. Today, they're looking for treasure. Today, they're looking for glory.
In one of the most outstanding matches in 2025, the Dumpster Dwellers emerged victorious from the top side of the bracket. And as fate would have it, the Kings of Land would meet them on the other side.
Humble, less than 10% away from repeating the past year. Boss standing tall, backs up, and in a weekend of unpredictability, who would have thought we'd get a rerun of 2024's World Finals? They've been Kings of Land now for 3 straight events, but Humble have an opportunity to ascend to a new level from Kings to Brawl Stars Gods! They are Crazy Raccoon! They are Humble!
However, it's time for the gameplay to tell the story. Humble Giants versus the Little Genius and his merry band. Crazy Raccoon and Humble renew their rivalry one last time on the biggest stage there is. Make some noise, Stockholm. It's brawl time. Everything coming up. Humble now. 25 seconds left in a round. A safe crack finally achieved, but Semantic needs to double back and defend.
McCray finds Boss on the right-hand side and is on the slip, getting damaged. Now his teammates join that mid. Tensai now for hypercharge. A massive back from Boss to respond against it. 75% the save is correct. They already need one more shot.
They're going to get there.
And that's going to be the one to steal it, surely. Crazy Raccoon will take the first set. Humble are immediately behind.
Now though he's going to have to pop his shield. He needs to stand and fight. He doesn't last long, I'll tell you that much. Boss also not long for this world. Semantic, does he have the damage to stop this? What a clear, but it's not going to buy him enough time. Rio drops the ball, and Luki is back on deck. Tensai, frustrated.
Humble has got to hold on. I feel like with this comp, they do have the advantage in overtime.
Yeah, they want this overtime. They've been trying to break the map up all game, and now it's going to happen for them. Boss with a hypercharged super. Everybody with one in their hands on Humble's side, but here comes Moya. He is burning them to the ground. Outranged though by Luki as he is. Humble need to fight. Ball cleared, crossed to the right. Semantic with the invulnerability is going to be able to get it out of the way, but this is not enough. Not remotely enough from Humble. Crazy Raccoon. Fate beckons them to the podium. Now Tensai tries to get forward, looking for an opening, but Meeple Super gets used pretty deep on the map and can't be effective here. Here we go, once more, Semantic steps up. He needs that healing from Boss, and it's not enough to keep him alive. Humble might have thrown this away. Tensai trying to get a little bit of space, but Crazy Raccoon have a 2-star lead, and there's no way for Humble to regain it. Teetering on the edge, again are Humble. It's Crazy Raccoon stamp their authority on the round for the World Championship. 9 seconds left. Milkrio starting to pinch on the right-hand side. He pops his super. Tensai looking at Semantic. He's looking like a tasty morsel. In he goes. Able to get away as well with a super, but not to safety. Crazy Raccoon, the king of old, has returned to claim his dues. From the dumpster to the throne. A rags to riches story. Stuck on repeat. Crazy Raccoon have ascended once more to godhood in Brawl Stars. A clean sweep of the 2024 champions. Humble with not a word to say.
As a lifelong sports fan and professional narrator of Brawl for 4 years, it's hard to put into words the level of an achievement this is. The world wrote them off. East Asia can't draft. CR are washed now. It's the same team as last year, but worse. Despite the noise, Moya Goku finally got his championship. Milkrio has a trophy to hold after 7 years of grinding. And the Little Genius now stands alone at a summit so high it may never be achieved by another player.
Tensai, the Little Genius, now the thrice crowned king of Brawl!
What do you have to say now?